eastern states, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. The second district has over 4,000. Did I say 4,000? 4,000 Omega men and approximately 85 chapters, where our watchword is service. I welcome you to the 7th season of Q's on the Move. Our aim is to equip, to educate, to empower a new generation of listeners that mentoring leadership matters. Mentoring works, and absolutely mentoring saves lives. Today, we celebrate Women's History Month. We're excited to usher in the month of March. I was able to locate a message from the First Lady, Michelle Obama. After reviewing the clip, please lend your ear to my good friend, co-host Jeffrey Diggs for welcome remarks. Let's go to the clip. Well, Jeff, go ahead and pick it up with your welcome remarks.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Q's on the Move. This is like I said, this is our 7th season. We're making our way through, and so this
aspire to go to the very best colleges in this country. I thought maybe they're right. But eventually I learned that each of those doubts was like a little test, a challenge that either I could shrink away from or rise up to meet. And I decided to rise. Yes, I decided to rewrite those tired old scripts that define too many of us. I decided that I wasn't bossy, I was confident and strong. I wasn't loud, I was a young woman with something important to say. And when I looked into the mirror, I saw a tall and smart and beautiful Black girl. And that, more than anything else, is what I want all of you to know. I want that for you. I want you to live life on your own terms, according to your own script. I want you to use those tests in your lives today to make you stronger for the bigger challenges tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll get back to this. Again, welcome to our 7th season, and today we're featuring black women. This is Women's History Month, but we want to take a look at those women who were influential into our lives, and we have one young lady on the show tonight, so she's going to be representing all women tonight on this show. And so with that, it's going to be a great show. I just wanted to briefly say that, there were a lot of women who influenced me, but the one who influenced me the most was probably my 3rd grade teacher, Ms. Camille Brown, who looked at my chicken scratch penmanship and made a decision that day to, rather than criticize my penmanship, she looked at it and says, "Boy, you're destined to be a doctor." And it just, later on in life, I understand words are powerful. Words are very powerful. So with that, we have a great lineup for tonight. And I just want to make sure that I yield as much time as possible so that we can get this important message through tonight. And so with that, as Donna said, we're going to first bring up Brother Keith Boykin. And so, Don, I'm going to yield to you for setting up the first question and all.
Okay. Thank you so much. That clip, first of all, such grace, such dignity, intelligence, and what a powerful message from the First Lady. And so we honor and we celebrate our women during this month of March. Hey, we are excited, family. Excited. We're going to pivot to an important and meaningful conversation about strategies for living healthy in 2024. You know, at the beginning, every year we make New Year's resolution. You know, we promise to do what? We promise to do better. We promise to improve. We promise to change, you know? And on the 67th day of this new year, we are excited to have 3 outstanding servants, leaders, to share strategies for healthy living. And so, Brother Diggs, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. We're going to start with, and we want you to talk about your first question as you go around with the brief introduction. Who is the woman that influenced you the most? And then we'll come back and dive into the conversation. Dr. Keith Boykin, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Brother Williams, and good evening, everyone. I appreciate you having me here. My name is Dr. Keith Boykin. I retired about 4.5 years ago after 30-some years in the practice of medicine. I spent my last 22 years practicing pediatrics alone, but I'm fully trained in internal medicine and pediatrics, and I practiced that for over 30 years. Now, I wouldn't be here today talking to you if it wasn't for my mother. I have to give props to her because before my mother went to nursing school, I was going to be a farmer. You know, there was no way you're going to change my mind. Every Christmas I asked for a farm set as a child. But my mother went to nursing school, after being a stay-at-home mom. And so I, being Mr. Peabody as I was, I began to read some of her medical texts and got smitten with the bug, and the rest is history. She always told me to pray for whatever I wanted to do, and whatever I wanted to do, I could do it. And so because she told me I could, when a lot of people said I couldn't, I did it. And so here I am after over 30-some years of practicing medicine to talk to you tonight. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Dr. Dreka Williams. You're on mute.
There you go. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Dreka Williams. I'm an optometrist. And the most important woman in my life for my introduction would be my mother as well. My mother had 3 goals. My favorite story to tell about her is that she had 3 goals before she met my father. And so she met my father at the end of meeting all 3 goals, that she moved to Germany. They met in Germany. She wanted to travel. She wanted to start her career was goal number 2, and she did that while she was in Germany. So she's an accountant, and the last goal was to own a sports car, and they had matching sports cars when they met. My dad's favorite color is blue, so his RX-7, Mazda RX-7 was a blue one, and hers was red. But either way, she is my idol in that sense. A woman definitely after my own heart, that did her career first, and then she had her kids second, and she met the love of her life too, my dad. And so here I am.
You have opened up your own eye care center. I believe this is week 16.
This is week 12.
Ah, okay.
Week 12.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
What a blessing. And last, Mr. McCall, Brother McCall.
Good evening, everyone. Tiresias McCall. I'm going to, of course, the most influential person in my life will be my mom, Mrs. Diana C. McCall. But I'm going to stray a little bit. I'm a country boy from Alabama, and while my mother and my father was attending Tuskegee University, my grandparents kept me, and I had 13 older female cousins, so I was the baby. So all I had to do was reach and point to everything I needed. And with that being stated, I had a very bad speech impediment. I stuttered. I just knew how to point for what I want. They never made me pronunciate words and so on. So my 2nd grade teacher was Miss Hughes. Miss Hughes was an older Caucasian sister, but I used to get picked on and talked about so much because I can talk and everybody could talk. And she would say, Tiresias, come to the front of the classroom. I love you. I believe in you, and I trust in you. And to this date, I carry on that mantra. I love you, I believe in you, and I trust you. So every young man, every family I work with, she set the mold for me to be who I am in this mental health space. And based off the belief she showed towards me and based what she did for me, I'm currently 28 years in the game and still strong.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. All right. Let's dive right into this conversation of strategy for healthy living in 2024. So, Dr. Keith Boykin, let me ask you this question. What you think are the key ingredients to getting and staying healthy throughout this year of rapid changes?
Well, that's a very complex but yet simple question. And it's complex in the fact that it takes a lot of things to a lot of parts, moving parts to be healthy. But a simple answer is that it's all about knowing you. You know, I can tell you that we have to have exercise, diet, hydration, sleep, lifestyle changes, and prevention to be healthy. But you get to know you. You, your body. Does your body have any physical or mental challenges, that would impact your health, And then the next thing is knowing what is your health? Do you have any illnesses? Do you have any diseases that you have to be mindful of and take care of and not ignore? And the other thing is what type of things that run in your family, because family history is very, very, very important. For example, I talked about healthy eating. For example, cholesterol runs big in a lot of African-American families. So do you have a family history of cholesterol problems? Do you have a family history of hypertension? If you do, then you might not want to take so much salt in. So that's where family history plays a very, very important part. So, when you are diagnosed with something, a lot of people say, well, okay, I'll take this medicine for a short period of time and so forth and so on. But don't, you know yourself better than anyone else do. So don't stop taking your medication. Be very, very proactive in taking care of yourself, because the key to good, healthy living, if you have a disease or a condition or whatever you want to call it, is prevention. And health does not involve only the body, but the mind, as Brother McCall is going to talk about a little bit. So, if you have a stress in your life, that can impact your physical health as well. But I want you to understand that exercise doesn't mean you got to go out and do, Pilates, or you got to do so many crunches and things like that. Something as simple as just doing something 2 to 3 times a week, so that you're not sedentary, not a couch potato. I always like to tell my patients when I was in practice, like, you like to watch TV. Don't be a couch potato. Get up while you're watching that show and just step in place for a few minutes. You'll be surprised how many calories you can burn by just stepping in place. Eat a healthy diet. I always encourage people to become a label reader. Read what you're putting in your body. If it's some long, complex word you can't understand, you might want to think about doing something else instead of eating that thing. And I know to eat healthy is the way to go, but manufacturers, unfortunately, have made it so that, healthier foods are kind of cost prohibitive. So we tend to eat things that are less healthy. And that's okay, but just remember, eat things in moderation. You don't want to eat a whole lot of salty foods. You don't want to eat a whole lot of fatty foods. You have to balance those things. That's where eating a good, healthy, balanced diet keeps you in check. More whole grain foods as opposed to refined foods like rice, for example. And then make sure you're well hydrated. One of the main causes of people having abnormalities with their diabetes or abnormalities with their blood pressure is they don't drink enough water. You got to hydrate those kidneys. The kidneys need water to do its job. And if you don't drink enough water, your blood sugars can be off the chain. So hydration is very important in that aspect of staying healthy if you have an illness. And I say lifestyle changes, meaning that, they preach to you. Everybody preach to you. Doctors everywhere is going to preach to you. Don't smoke and don't drink. Well, if you're smoking, try to quit. That's my message to you. I'm not going to simply say stop smoking, because it's not an easy thing to do. So if you're smoking, try to quit. If you're drinking, do it in moderation. I mean, we know there's X amount of alcohol a man can have a day and a woman can have a day. But if you're drinking, just do it in moderation and be careful, be safe out there. And last, as I said, prevention. If you know you have an illness, make sure you keep your healthy checkups. If you're sick, make sure you keep all your follow-up appointments. But there are healthy appointments that you need to do as well. And again, exercise, diet, sleep, hydration, lifestyle changes, and preventative health are the biggest things that you need to do to stay healthy and remain healthy in 2024. So with that, I'll yield back some of my time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Excellent advice. And now we pivot to Dr. Dreka Williams. The ayes have it.
All right. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Boykins. That was fantastic. I will just have a couple things to add because as the eye doctor and eye professional on this panel, we do work in close ties with our MDs and our PCPs, our primary care professionals and endocrinologists and all of those other underlying diseases. And so I don't have much to add to that. That was fantastic. I will say that as far as eye care, we want you to come in every year. So every 1 year, when you go to take your eyes to Dr. Boykin or your primary care physician, you bring your car into the shop once a year, bring your eyes in to me once a year, bring your body into your primary care once a year. And what we definitely are looking at in those conditions, as it is Women's History Month, and we're coming off of, well, this month is also Kidney Disease Month. Last month was Heart Disease Awareness Month. In November is Diabetes Awareness. And so I just want to add that onto the conversation because those are the primary diseases that affect us as Black people. And so as I get the word out, I want to make sure that we're all taking care of ourselves in the ways that Dr. Boykins was just speaking of. Make sure that you're seeing your primary care. Bring your eyes into me and the optometrist or your optometrist of choice. And then we want to make sure that you are making sure that you're talking about your family diseases. At Thanksgiving time, we all get together, we share a meal together. Whenever you meet up with your family, just make sure that you're talking to them about when was the last time you got your eyes checked? When was the last time you went to a primary care? What happened at that appointment? So then we can learn about family history. What I've noticed as a patient and as a doctor is that what we don't talk about is our family history, and we need to be talking about our family history. Diabetes is something that affects us as melanated folks and Black people. Number one, it's a silent killer. High blood pressure is another silent killer. And I say silent killer in terms of eye care that you're not going to notice any visual changes. You're not going to notice anything when you're taking your medication. So that's my job to take a look at your eyes. So silent killer, as if you have any of these diagnostics or any family history, make sure that you're being seen every year. Outside of that, Dr. Boykins also talked about hydration. Hydrate everybody. Make sure that your kidneys, your liver, everything is receiving water because the more you hydrate your insides, it's like moisturizing your outsides. And so the way that affects me in the eyes, dry eyes is a big thing. We're approaching allergy season. We're approaching cherry blossom season in the Maryland area. And so as things are blooming, you might have more itchiness, which might lead to dryness. If you are taking your allergy medications, drink lots of water because as those antihistamines work, they are drying your body out and your systems out. So you just want to make sure that you're moisturizing. So if you're noticing dry eyes or dry eye symptoms, tearing, redness, irritation, things like that, then just make sure, one, drinking water, but then artificial teardrops. We lotion our body twice a day. We lotion our body at least twice a day, and we should be doing that with our eyes. Artificial teardrops can be found over the counter. Find or seek out your local eye doctor to make sure that you're comfortable with the drops that you're using. But just like lotion, it's over the counter. You've got your Nivea, you've got your Jergens, you've got your Johnson & Johnson, and the same thing with your eye drops. So find those, but use them twice a day, at least twice a day. As we're entering our allergy season, if you're up to 4 times a day, that's okay. Because again, if you're taking your allergy medications and they're drying you out, drink your water, use your eye drops. Outside of that, make sure that you're seeing your eye doctor at least once a year.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're going to shift to my good friend. I call him the love doctor, Dr. Brother McCall. What about love? When was the last time you loved yourself?
That's a great question, Brother Williams. And what I like for everybody, Dr. Boykins, Dr. Williams, Brother Diggs, I want both of you to hug yourself right now. I'm going to hug yourself. Just reach up and grab yourself and hug yourself like you want to be held. The thing about love, there are different types of love. We can speak about agape love and different things but we often negate ourselves. What we have been taught, as Dr. Boykin applied to earlier, and even Dr. Williams talked about with him being a family medicine doctor and a pediatrician and an ophthalmologist, we've been told to just work. We go. We get up, we don't eat breakfast, we get dressed, we get the kids ready for school, we make sure we take the kids, we take care of our husband, we take care of our parents, we take care of everybody but yourselves. Both of the doctors on the panel spoke about going to the doctor for a yearly checkup. Dr. Williams spoke about you get your car tuned up once a year. Come get your eyes tuned up. Dr. Boykin's the same thing. Around June is my birthday. Around June, I go get my yearly physical. But outside of June, I don't think about going to the doctor because I got to go to work. I can't miss work. I got to take care of my wife. I got to take care of my daughters. So as I stated, how Ms. Hughes affected me, and it's continued to today, she would always tell me, because I could not speak, I was just as normal as everybody else, but I have a speech impediment. It took me forever to say my name. So she would say, I love you, I believe in you, and I trust in you. So those are the three phases we're going to trust. I love you because I want to receive love. To those, whatever religion you are, I profess to be a Christian. I want to be Christ-like. But in the most dire times, if you are a man of faith, a woman of faith, despite what was going on around Jesus professed love. He acted love. You saw love, whether he was healing the blind, whether he was feeding the hungry, whether he was taking care of the needy. So love is an action word. We all apply it differently, but I love you. When I say I love you, that's not just a statement we make. There's something that is a way of life, is a way of action, and you need to love yourself. When was the last time you loved yourself? When the last time you went and got a manicure, pedicure? When the last time you got a body massage? When the last time you went and worked out just because you were stressed? When was the last time you did something to hold yourself and love yourself? Well, I'm challenging you to love yourself. I love you, but I need for you to love yourself. The second point is I believe in you. I think it was Dr. Boykin was talking about how he fell in love with studying his mother's nursing books, and he caught the bug. And once he caught the bug, it turned out to him practicing medicine and pediatrician, being a pediatrician and family medicine doctor for over 30 years. So he's now able to enjoy the spoils of life and the delicacies of life because he put in 30 years of service. Well, it started with a belief. He saw those books, the pamphlets that mama was bringing home while she was studying nursing books and so on and so on. And as he read the material, he absorbed the material, he began to practice the material, and led to him going to undergrad, went to medical school and got his specialization and so on and so on. He believed in what his passion was. What is your passion? How many of us doing something right now we really can't stand, something we hate to do? We go to work because the money is good. You know, I want to be a pediatrician, or I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a school teacher, but they don't pay enough money. So therefore, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Well, I'll be the first one to tell you I believe in what your dreams are, but you got to believe in yourself. Without you loving yourself and believing yourself, you just got a wasted thought in your head. It's just floating around, bouncing around off the cavities and the walls of your brain, and you're wasting time. Time that if you start to love yourself, you start to believe in yourself, you can garnish that time back and you can make something of yourself. And the final step of loving yourself is to trust in yourself. I trust you, whatever it is. I trust you to take that dream, that wish, that goal that's bouncing around in your head, and for it to materialize. You may have to go back to school. You may have to get an undergrad degree. You may have to go back and get a professional degree. You may need to get a certification, but whatever that is, let me be the first one to say, I trust that you have it in you to get it done. I love you. I believe in you, and I trust in you. But it's time for you to start loving, believing, and trusting in yourself. I yield my time, Mr. Williams.
Dr. Love, you heard it first. Wow. You know, this conversation is really personal to me because 2023 was challenging. I had some health issues, prostate cancer and cancer-free. Had to make my way back. Had an inflamed pancreas. And so this conversation about healthy living is really personal. Praise God, cancer-free, and I'm a lot better. Our best is yet to come. 23 is over, and we're here in 2024. And so, hey, look, I want to say thank you. Thank you. We are so grateful for you joining us today and all you do in the community. There is no better investment than our bodies. Someone said once, our bodies is God's temple. Take care of your temple. So as we come to a close of this segment of Cues on the Move, I'd like to share some announcement as we wrap up this segment. Every Tuesday at 8 to 8:30, there we have Cues on the Move. And so I look forward to New Jersey. New Jersey is next Tuesday. Our announcement that we want to announce is that save the date for April the 20th. The Game Changer Conference for young males will be April the 20th. You've heard from 2 featured speakers and presenters of the Game Changer Conference. The Dream Chaser College Tour over spring break. We're going to 8 schools in 3 days. It's a business trip. And so if you are interested, register at www.ucfinc.org. Again, get on the bus, bring your transcripts and spending money, www.ucfinc.org. And then lastly, I would like to congratulate my co-host, my dear friend, Jeffrey Diggs. He just started a professorship at the College of Southern Maryland. So congratulations. And the breaking news, you see it on the screen. Family, I'm a first-time author. I'm a published author on Amazon. Can you believe that? It's amazing. My first book is entitled A Game Changer Pursuit, Educating, Equipping, and Encouraging Our Youth for Success. A shout out to the team. No one can accomplish anything of this significance alone. You've been part of my journey, part of my testimony. And thank you for selecting the title. The community selected the title, and for your continued support of UCF Youth Development Organization. Hey, go to Amazon, look up Donald Williams, look up A Game Changer Pursuit, order your books, download it, and it's just exciting times. Order your book, tell a friend. Mentoring matters. Mentoring save lives. And with that, Jeff, closing remarks.
It's been a fantastic and enlightening evening. The 3 panelists, I tell you, you touched something that was very important for me for the year 2023 with health challenges, PTSD, all of the above and that sort of thing. And I just want to just finish up by saying, one of the things that Brother McCall and I have in common is that someone spoke over us. Words are powerful, very powerful. So be careful what we say to one another. And especially be careful about what we say to ourselves. Speak kindness over ourselves. And you'd be surprised. When I was years ago, when I was teaching, I used to tell my students all the time, there's one thing you got to understand. You can never give someone anything that you don't possess spiritually, emotionally, or physically. So to love someone else, you have to love yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Health is paramount. But it's this has been one of the highlights for me. And thank my panelists for being here tonight. And we'll see you guys next week.
Cues on the Move.
Thank you so much to Dr. McCall and Dr. Boykin. Amazing. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you, all of you all, for being here. Good work. Good work. Prevention.